Hey guys, and welcome to my 1 to 99 and 120 summoning guide for 2020. So when you're ready, grab your cup of tea, sit back, relax, and enjoy. If you're looking for anything specific, please use the timestamps found in the description below. Starting off with the useful experience boosts, we have the Wise perk giving you 1 to 4% depending on which rank of the perk you have, bonus experience in the skill with a cap of 50,000 bonus experience per day. You can get Wise 4 in an Ancient Gizmo shell. Previously, Wise 3 was the highest level rank. You can also use pull scores for a bonus from 2 to 10%, Torstal incense sticks which can be stacked up to 2%, a Refer a Friend score with 10% bonus experience, the Wisdom aura with 2.5% bonus experience, double experience weekend of course, the best time of year to train summoning, and all the stacks that do stack with double experience weekend, a clan capping boost being 3, 4, 5 or 6% depending on how many weeks you've capped in a row, the Inspire or Archaeology relic giving you 2% bonus experience, and the Premier artifact if you have the Premier Club membership package which can give you 10% bonus experience for 1 hour. As for the useful items, we have the Summoning Skill Cape if you are level 99 with a Skill Cape perk that has a 2% chance to save your charms, and levels 99 to 120 this can easily save you thousands of charms, so this is definitely recommended to use. Please don't forget it will save you so many charms. A Summoning Focus which gives you 20% extra experience for 1 pouch per Summoning Focus, so that's 20% bonus experience for every single pouch you make. So if you have enough of them in your inventory, that's going to help you out a huge amount of experience. Now you can buy these off the Grand Exchange, you can craft them or gain them as a drop from some of the creatures in the Sophonim Slayer dungeon. Next up we have the Shaman's outfit which can give you up to 6% bonus experience, 1% per piece with a set bonus of 1%, so a total of 6% bonus experience in summoning. Always nice to have, and this outfit can be obtained from the Familiarsation D&D or from Treasure Hunter. Now this outfit also has a modified add-on for the Shaman's headdress, which gives you a 5% chance to save charms, and it gives you daily claims of spirit shards and little things that don't really matter, but it's nice to have. Next up are Spirit Gems, which I'll talk about in depth in just a second, but they have a chance to save your charms as well, and a Charming Potion if you have trouble collecting charms. This basically doubles all the charms you get for around 6 minutes, definitely worth using if you're going to farm charms at Water Fiends or Dagonoths, more on that later though, and a portable bank box for quick training which I'll explain later on as well, specifically very good for the Taverly training method. And finally, the Charming Imp, which costs 100,000 Dungeoneering tokens. This is by far the most useful item for summoning. It can pick up your charms automatically while you're training Slayer or doing bossing, or crush them for a small amount of experience, which does add up in the long run. Now, Spirit Gems can save your charms, and this is important because the less charms you have to gather because you're saving them using these items, the quicker you'll be getting yourself 99 or 120 or even 200 mil summoning. You can obtain these gems from gem rocks, oysters in your aquarium, Slayer monsters, I think pretty much all Slayer monsters, and of course Treasure Hunter. Now you can combine these gems into the same gem with more charges, so let's say a Spirit Emerald with 200 charges in one single item in your inventory, or alternatively you can forge them into a high level version at the cost of some charges to have a higher chance per summoning pouch to save your charms. If you're only going for level 99, I don't recommend actually forging your gems all the way up to Onyx or something. If you're going for 120, maybe, but I think you're better off just combining your gems with more charges, especially if you're going for 120 or something, because you're going to be making so many pouches anyways that it doesn't really matter in the end. So that Charming Potion I was talking about that you can use for double charms can be made at level 102 Herblore, which you can boost to if you're an Iron Man using a God Banner or something. But if you're a normal player, just go on the Grand Exchange and buy a few and get charm farming. So next up is a weekly D&D you can do to obtain an item that gives you triple charms for around 40 minutes. Now you get this item by collecting shards inside a little minigame, the D&D. And each of these shards is worth 40 seconds of triple charms at the end. And this D&D is also worth doing because you get a chance to get the Shaman's outfit pieces, including the add-on for the headdress. So, if you want that, you want to do this minigame once a week. The way you start this D&D is by going to your minigames tab, checking when it starts, then talking to Pickup Sticks in the summoning shop in Taverly. Then he will tell you where Pick and Mix is at a certain active obelisk. Go and find him, talk to him, and start the minigame/D&D. Here's a list of all the quests that give you summoning experience. Keep in mind that some of these quests have a summoning level requirement, except for the Wolf's Whistle. So how exactly do you get summoning charms? Well, first of all, the main charms for summoning training are gold, green, crimson, and blue charms. Gold charm pouches are usually cheap and low experience per hour and just very good at the lower levels or if you're completely broke. Green charm pouches should generally be avoided because they are very expensive and not that much more experience per hour compared to the gold charm pouches. Crimson charms, on the other hand, are amazing, they're affordable and good experience per hour, and you obtain crimson charms quite fast from Dagonoths, water fiends, abyssal demons, and rock lobsters. Dagonoths being the best in my opinion, as you can easily get 350 charms per hour, AFK, which I'll leave a guide for in the description below. And finally, blue charms being the hardest to obtain in charms per hour and the most expensive, but they are also very good experience, so if you have a budget, you are able to get quite a lot of experience per hour. These charms are easily obtained through Elite Dungeon 3 farming, Bork, Exiled Calphites, and Glacors. And if you're wondering, you can also get all kinds of charms from the fire-making spirits. Okay, so how do you actually train summoning? Well, first of all, you need pouches, spirit shards, charms, and ingredients depending on the pouch you make. I'll explain which pouches you need to make at what level in just a bit. First, how do you train summoning? So you want your charms, your pouches, and spirit shards, which you can all buy from the summoning shops in Taverly or in Priff, in your inventory. Then you want the rest of your inventory, being all of the other 25 slots filled with your ingredient for your pouch. Now the method I'm showing here is the most basic method of training summoning. It's running from the bank to the summoning obelisk in Taverly, creating your pouches at the obelisk, teleporting to the Taverly lodestone, returning to the bank, and doing this over and over. This is the primary method you'll be using for the lower to mid levels because you'll be swapping pouches or pouch types so often when leveling. You can make this method faster by utilizing your mobility abilities like Surge and Bladed Dive, but if you have a low summoning level, you most likely do not have the Bladed Dive ability. Something I highly recommend, especially around the mid levels, is creating a bank preset. This way you can load up your inventory instantly by pressing one button at the bank so that you can start running straight back to the obelisk to get more experience per hour. Another place you can easily train summoning at is in Amlodd in the Elven City, aka Profidinas. This does of course require the Plague's End quest to be complete to get access to the city, but once you do it's quite nice. Now the Amlodd method is actually better in terms of running compared to the Taverly method because there's a smaller distance, meaning you make more pouches per hour, which means more summoning experience per hour. And what's even better, when it's Amlodd hour, which happens every so often, you get 20% more summoning experience from making pouches, and on double experience weekend that is 40% more summoning experience. That's a huge boost. Now if you want to do this more efficiently and you do have double surge, you can use the other path I'm showing in the video to get there faster. Now the reason this path is better is because you have larger straight distances, meaning you can surge across much easier instead of failing like you saw in the previous clips. That being said, my movement is still not perfect and you will not have perfect movement all the time, but overall it's still faster, more pouches per hour and more experience per hour this way. Now this next method can also be done in Amlodd during the Amlodd hour, and during double experience weekends people will put down these portable deposit bank boxes everywhere. Now the way this method works is you have your bank box and you have your noted items or ingredients for your pouches in your inventory. You want to sell 500 of these to the shop at a time and then use those. Yes, this is an instant shop so no one else can see your items. I got that question a lot on my previous summoning guide. Then you want to buy back those materials, and really it doesn't cost much. It's like 5 or 1 GP per item, which is really nothing if you're making 20,000 pouches for 99 for example. Literally doesn't matter, you're not going to be losing money here. And then you want to create the pouch and put them in the bank box. And this is where this method becomes amazing because you can literally make 10 to 12,000 pouches per hour, especially if you have everything aligned, which I do not on the video by the way because I just did a short clip to show you guys how it works. And maybe you'll be doing half that during double experience weekend because you have lag. In fact, I was having lag in this video because I was in a populated world. But you're still making that many pouches per hour, which is just a ridiculous experience rate. And to give you an example of how fast this really is, I got 120 summoning with Pack-Yak pouches in, I think, 12 hours, and it was 90 million experience. So that's a lot of experience per hour. And yes, that wasn't double experience weekend, but it's still so fast. On double experience weekend, Geyser Titans were around 17 million experience per hour, I believe. So you could theoretically get 120 summoning in like 5 to 6 hours if you did it super efficiently. But you would be spending a lot of money, of course. But still, that's insanely fast. Now, something I think that is very important to mention, especially if you're going beyond level 99 summoning, is trading your pouches back in for shards. This can save you money on double experience weekend when pouches crash in price because everyone is panic selling them after doing the summoning training. Now at Lord Amlodd and Priff, you can trade in your pouches for 70% of their shard value, so you get back the spirit shards, which is the main cost of making summoning pouches. And if you've completed the hard hero win tasks, he will give you back 80% of the shards you use for that pouch. And if you did the Taverly trading method without the bank and you made scrolls instead by using the shop with noted items and such, you can also trade in your scrolls for shards if you wish to. Now, if you do not have Priff aka Elf City unlocked, you can also trade back your pouches or swap your pouches in for shards at Bogrog. Simply teleport to the Yanil lodestone and follow the video as seen. Now, this is very important to know. The NPCs will both accept noted pouches, so you do not have to run around with your inventory. And before we get into which pouches you should be making from levels 1 to 99 and beyond for summoning, we have training summoning at your clan citadel if it has a clan citadel higher than tier 5 at the summoning plot. Because once you click on these obelisks, which is semi-AFK, not really that AFK compared to some of the other plots, you can get up to 165,000 summoning experience per hour semi-AFK while capping for your clan and helping your clan out. And no, that isn't very fast, especially not on level 99 by the way, but it's still a way of gaining summoning experience, and that's why I wanted to include it in this guide. In fact, after capping you can get yourself your weekly experience boost, which is either 3, 4, 5 or 6% depending on how many times you've capped in a row. And with that being said, let's get into the pouches you have to make levels 1 to 99 and beyond. Levels 1 to 4 summoning, you want to complete the Wolf Whistle quest because it gives you a huge amount of gold charms and it instantly boosts you up to level 4. You can start this quest by talking to pickup sticks in the Taverly shop. From levels 4 to level 16, you want to be making Dreadfall pouches, which give you 9.3 experience per pouch, and you'll only have to make 266 pouches. This is where those gold charms from the Wolf Whistle quest come in handy. Per pouch, you'll need 1 gold charm, 1 raw chicken, and 8 spirit shards. Levels 16 to 28, you're going to be making Granite Crabs, which give you 21.6 experience per pouch, and you'll have to make 375 for level 28 summoning. Per pouch, you'll be using 1 gold charm, 1 iron ore, and 7 spirit shards. Levels 28 to 33, you're going to be making Compost Mound pouches, which give you 49.8 experience per pouch, and you'll have to make 150 pouches for level 33. These pouches require green charms, compost, and 47 spirit shards each. Levels 33 to 41, you're going to be making beaver pouches. You'll have to make 467 of these, giving 57.6 experience per pouch. And these cost 1 green charm, 1 willow log, and 72 spirit shards each. Levels 41 to 47, you're going to be making Macau pouches, giving 72.4 experience per pouch. And you'll have to make almost 500 of these. These require 1 green charm, 1 clean guam, and 78 spirit shards. And if you don't have green charms for whatever reason, you can always make Boamp pouches. Now at levels 47 to 52, you can choose between Boamp pouches and Paraffin pouches. Both are very good. However, Paraffins are almost 4 times the amount of experience at the cost of a little bit more money. And Crimson Charms, of course, which you might want to be saving. Now, if you are making Boamp pouches, you have to make 920 of them, requiring gold charms, marigolds, and 11 spirit shards. And Paraffins, you only have to make 243, requiring a Crimson Charm, a Tinderbox, and 111 spirit shards each. Levels 52 to 61, you're going to be making 2,613 Spirit Tearbird pouches, requiring a gold charm, raw bird meat, and 12 spirit shards. Or if you want fast experience using Crimson Charms, you can use bloated leech pouches, which you'll only have to make 832 of, requiring a Crimson Charm, a piece of raw beef, and 117 spirit shards each. Levels 61 to 66, you're going to be continuing using Spirit Tearbird pouches if you want to use gold charms at 2,837 pouches. Or alternatively, again with Crimson Charms, if you want faster experience, you can make Smoke Devils, and you only have to make 724 of them, as they give 286 experience each, and they require 1 Crimson Charm, 1 Goat Horn Dust, and 141 Spirit Shards. Levels 66 to 74, you're going to be continuing using Crimson Charms and making Smoke Devil pouches, which you'll have to make 2,575 of. Or if you can buy bagged plant ones quite easily, you can also make stranger plants, which are slightly better experience per pouch, meaning you only have to make 2,450 of them, but it really depends on the market and if you're able to buy these from the Grand Exchange. Otherwise, just stick to the Smoke Devils. If you want to get 99 cheap and you don't mind taking some extra time, you can always use gold charms levels 66 to 99 by making Barker Toads. These only give you 87 experience per pouch and you'll have to make 143,405 pouches. Yes, that's a lot, but on double experience weekend that is halved and it will only take you around 7 to 8 hours to complete that by a very click intensive method being the Taverly Bank Box method. It's up to you if you want to do this. I would personally just farm some Crimson Charms and use those for level 99. Levels 74 to 83, you want to be making Granite Lobster pouches if you're using Crimson Charms, and you have to make 4,875 of these, which require any piece of granite, a Crimson Charm, and 166 Spirit Shards. Alternatively, if you do have money at this point and you do have blue charms, you can start doing blue charm pouches, being either the Fire Titan or the Moss Titan, both giving the same amount of experience, but the only real difference between these two methods is the resale value of the pouch and the cost of the initial pouch, so you need to check the price of the Fire Talisman and Earth Talisman when checking this video, because those of course change over time. If you do end up making these, you only have to make 1,259 pouches for level 83. If you continue to use Crimson Charms, you're going to be making 1,799 Granite Lobster pouches from levels 83 to 85, and if you continue to use Blue Charms, you're going to be making 843 Fire or Moss Titans. Levels 85 to 89, you're going to be making either Swamp or Lava Titans. If you're using the Swamp Titans, you'll need a Crimson Charm, a Green Salamander, and 150 Spirit Shards per pouch, and you have to make 4,240 pouches. If you're going to be making Lava Titans, you need 2,170 pouches. And for every pouch, you'll need a Blue Charm, an Obsidian Charm, which is obtained from the Tazar creatures, you know, the creatures around the Fight Kill and the Fight Caves area, and 219 Spirit Shards. I personally would go for the Swamp Titans, especially if the Green Salamanders are cheap, because farming another type of charm, being the Obsidian Charm, can be annoying if you already have the amount of charms you wanted and you didn't expect you needing more or different types of charms. But I wanted to add in this method anyways. Now if you want to get level 99 extremely fast, you're going to be using your blue charms all the way up to level 99, and you're going to be making either Geyser Titans or Rune Minotaurs depending on the GP per XP when you're watching this video. Geyser Titans are the best experience in the game, and you have to make 10,462 pouches, which require a Blue Charm, a Water Talisman, and 222 Spirit Shards each. If you're going to be making Rune Minotaurs, which give you 756.8 experience per pouch, you'll need to make 10,827, so slightly more pouches, and each pouch requires a Blue Charm, a Rune Bar, and 100 Spirit Shards. Currently, the Geyser Titans are around 10 GP per XP, while the Rune Minotaurs are around 6.2, just so you guys know. Levels 89 to 96 using Crimson Charms, you're going to be making Swamp Titan pouches, which will require 13,010 of them for level 96. And if the prices change drastically, you can always make Spirit Dagonov pouches, and you have to make 13,324 of these. Again, just for everything else on Double Experience Weekend, all of these values are halved, and the experience per pouch is of course doubled. Levels 96 to 99, using Pack-Yak pouches, you can get 422.4 experience per pouch, and you'll only have to make 7,931 pouches for level 99, which in Double Experience Weekend is going to take you like 30 minutes using the Taverly Bank method. Each pouch requires 1 Crimson Charm, 1 Yak Hide, and 211 Spirit Shards. Now, if you're going to train post 99, please use the spreadsheet I've made in the description below, as it's extremely useful to find out the exact amount of pouches you need to make for level 120 or 200 million. It will also tell you the exact amount of charms you need to gather for your goal and how many charms you've saved by having the amount of spirit gems in your bank banked. The spreadsheet also has a calculator to see if it's worth selling your pouches to the Grand Exchange, depending on their sell value, or trading them back in for shards instead and selling those shards in the Grand Exchange or in the summoning shops. If you're going to be using this spreadsheet, I've heard issues with the Google spreadsheet going to Excel. Please use Google Spreadsheets to open this spreadsheet just in case. Now I'm going to explain the spreadsheet in some detail so you guys understand how to use it. Okay, let's go over the spreadsheet I made. So the first thing you want to do is fill in your summoning experience. Let's say we have 30 million experience. And we have 1,500 Crimson Charms. And we have 200 Blue Charms. And we have a bunch of Spirit Rubies. 5, 2, 1, 5, 6, whatever, it doesn't matter. We have a few of these spirit gems. As you can see, it shows you the amount of extra charms you have in spirit gems because you'll be saving those charms. It doesn't matter which type. Now, as you can see, it shows you the pouch experience, for example, Pack-Yaks, and the amount of pouches we need to create to get to 120, and down here to 200 million. If we put up our experience, you can see the pouches go down. Let's say we have 32 moon experience. As you can see, the amount of pouches we need to make is less. On double experience weekend, it's half that. This spreadsheet also shows us the total amount of charms we need and the amount we need more. As we only have 1500 charms, we'll need another 84,000. If we turn that up to 15,000, you'll see that we only need 70,551. Now you can see if we are using the 99 cape, which you should always be using post 99, we only need around 67,000, which is a lot less. Now I say 5% because overall I found the cape to save around 5% of my total charms used all the way up to level 120. The cape has a 2% chance to save your charms, however. It also shows you the amount you need minus your spirit gems, so excluding the cape, if you always want to be set, you want to get this amount of charms. If you have these, you can never run out of charms all the way up to level 120. There's also the GP per XP to get a raw cost of how much it's going to cost you if you wouldn't sell the pouches, but it's not really that accurate, but you can put it in anyways. When you download this spreadsheet, this value will for sure be outdated, which is why you want to check the links here for the GP per XP. Now this page is probably the most important of the entire spreadsheet as you want to know how much money you can save. Now you can see the pouches you need to create, the pouch shards per pouch type, and the total... Wait, where did that text go? That's weird. Whoops. Anyways, the total shards you require. Now, the total shards you require should be a large number, and you don't need to be afraid from the number because you can just buy 1/3 of the shards you need, make the pouches, sell the pouches or swap them back, and then get more shards and start creating more pouches. So you don't need to have all of the money for all those shards in one go up front. Do not worry about that. That's not how I did 120 summoning either. I think I spent like 300 mil only on 120 summoning doing Pack-Yaks. Not too bad. Anyways. So Pack-Yak pouches right now are around 4,050 GP. As you can see how much shards you can save per pouch and the total shards you get in return if you were to trade all of them in at once. Now, as you can see here, it shows you the total amount of money you save by returning your pouches, which is 360 mil almost. And currently, it is actually better to sell your pouches, as you can see here, because the money returned by selling the pouches is higher than the money you get back from trading the pouches in for shards, because every shard is 25 GP. Quite interesting. And I think this is an important tool to have if you're going for 120 or 200 million summoning during double experience weekend, as you can just sell around 10 pouches, see what they sell for, put the value in there in the green box, and see if you make more money by selling the pouches or returning them for shards and then selling the shards. By the way, to quickly load up the spreadsheet, download it from the link in the description, open up a fresh spreadsheet on Google Spreadsheet, drag it in, load it, and you're done. Now sadly, ancient summoning isn't much of a training method, it's more or less just you obtaining the familiars, and some of these familiars are actually very effective for PvM and skilling. If you want to find out more about these familiars, please check out my full ancient summoning review in the description below. And with that being said, that's the end of my 1 to 99 and 120 summoning guide for 2020. I hope you guys enjoyed it and found it helpful. If you did, please leave a like down below and maybe even consider subscribing, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.